Being happy all the time isn't just unrealistic, it's impossible. It's as impossible as a vegan winning a hot dog contest. Yeah, let me ask you a question. Is a roller coaster still fun, enjoyable, and exciting if you take out all of the twists, turns, ups, and downs? No, it's not. Life is the exact same way. It's never going to be a constant ride. It's always going to have ups, downs, and twists and turns you will not expect. And that's okay. But life is not meant to be a static emotion like happiness. And it never was supposed to be. From the time that we were popped out of our mom's oven, we have been told that life is meant to be full of challenges, hardship, rewards, success stories, and all of the rewards and all of our struggle will be rewarded with constant happiness and the happily ever after effect. Yeah, that's not true. I don't know about you, but I loved the Barbie as Island Princess movie. And as a kid, I saw that as love makes miracles happen. Love can just guide us to happiness. That's how it works. And then not only that movie, but every single other movie I watched as a kid kind of told me that love or material possession or career or success would lead me to that happily ever after effect. And that is my opinion and scientifically not true. Growing up as a kid, you were told that happily ever after is gonna happen and there's gonna be constant happiness in your life. And in a way, those things that we were told have become true. Now, don't take what I'm saying in the wrong way. With social media, binge watching, Twitch, YouTube, dating apps, junk food, drugs, alcohol, all of these substances and things that you do and you see on television, and it's kind of the things that suck you in and to just kind of get that quick fix of dopamine. And meeting new people, for example, like when people date around and they date someone and then they get bored and move on to the next person. It brings us to a place of being in a hedonic treadmill cycle. I don't know if I said that right, but basically the phenomenon is that we reach for something that's going to give us a quick fix of pleasure, and then it drops back down. That pleasure diminishes and drops back down, and then we need another quick fix to boost our mood again and to boost our satisfaction levels. This is kind of the downfall of living in this generation, is that we have access to all of those things and to instant gratification instead of delayed gratification. Now, how does this fit into happiness, and why does this even matter? Well, first, we talked about that constant amount of happiness, that fine level, that thin level of happiness that's just stagnant, does not exist. And we talked about that through the roller coaster example, that life has ups and downs. It's not meant to be static. And a good example to share with you guys is if you look at a kid, like a child, a baby, you will never see them in that static emotion or feeling. It'll be kind of strange. If you walk past a playground and you're like, do, and you see this kid just non-stop laughing, you'll think it's funny at first. Like, whatever that kid's, whatever made him laugh, that must be really funny, and that I'm laughing a little bit because of it. But then you realize that he just is not stopping laughing. You're gonna find that creepy. You're gonna find that maybe demonic and not natural at all. And not only that, is when we come across someone in our lives that is monotone, that has no emotion in their voice at all, I'm pretty sure I can speak for all of us when I say this, is we're kind of what's wrong with him? I can't listen to him. You're not supposed to talk like that. Because we are emotional beings. Kids or grown-ups, we're not supposed to be this static, emotional being. We're supposed to be fluctuating throughout our emotions and our experiences, because life will bring you ups and downs whether you like it or not, and you're going to have to learn to flow through them. I went through a tough time when I was about 14. I had a lot of depression through the ages of 14 to 17 about, and it got really bad. It was the darkest times of my days so far on this earth, and something that I saw while scrolling on Pinterest, because I was one of those people who went on Pinterest and would look at sad quotes because I was sad and I didn't know why, and I just related to it, and I didn't want to feel alone because I didn't have someone else to talk to about it. I didn't get my therapist till 17, so I didn't really talk to anyone about what I was going through until much later, and that was my coping mechanism. I found this quote, and it said something along the lines was, depression is never gonna go away. You're going to have to learn how to flow through the motions of it, and it's not always gonna be sad. There's gonna be, times that you feel fine and feel great, but there's gonna be times when it comes and it goes. And I really, really resonated with that quote, and I think it's really interesting because it doesn't only apply to depression, it applies to life. Throughout life, we have to learn to flow through our ups and down periods, because if we don't, we're going to look at someone else who seems to be having all of this happiness constantly coming into their life, and they're constantly happy, and we're gonna look at them and be like, well, what's wrong with me? Why am I not like that? Why can't I be that way? What's wrong with me? And I used to feel like this a lot when I was 15 and I had no love in sight, and I was like, where's the person who's gonna come save me? Where's the prince in shining armor who's gonna come and save me from my self-deprecating thoughts? And at some point, I kind of just, it clicked in my mind where I was just like, it's like the time that I became self-aware that no one is going to come and save me. It is like, I'm going to be my savior. I have to be the person to save me. It's not going to be someone else who comes in and tries to save me. Now, this relates to happiness because life goes through ups and downs, and it's going to be hard and challenging and annoying at times and distressing, and it's going to be crazy because that's how life is. Bug, okay? And something we have to learn is that, one, life goes through periods of time of ups and downs. It's not anything you're doing wrong, it's just something that is going to happen, and that is how life is supposed to be. Life is supposed to go through waves. It's not supposed to be stagnant. It wouldn't be balanced if it was. And then the other things we have to learn is that happiness is not a constant state, like I said, and that your emotions and learning how to flow with them and to cope with them is probably the best advice I can give to someone, because the only thing that has brought me happiness, and kind of like a constant state of happiness, not really, because, I'm not constantly happy, but a constant satisfaction, a constant, like, I'm doing good in life, is paying attention to how I'm feeling and to really take care of myself and the things I'm feeling. That's the only way, in my opinion, that I find myself actually feeling good. And this might, be not the video for you. You might be on the stoicism arc, and I do not recommend that. But it's so unhealthy to try to have one emotion and to not feel your emotions, because just because you're not feeling them doesn't mean they aren't there. They're going to go in deep into your heart. You're just gonna have a whole bunch of problems later that you're gonna have to deal with, or you're never gonna deal with it, and you're gonna die, and you're gonna be like, on my deathbed, oh no, I wish I had dealt with that thing with my sister from age 7. Oh no, I wish I had dealt with that thing with my first ex at like age 15. I wish I hadn't kicked that trash can when I did, because I was so angry at this person. And something that I just want to say is, in life, it's okay not to be like everyone else and to try to strive for the same things. And I think, that's where a lot of this comes from, is we see other people living these, unfortunately, fake lives on the internet, you know, some of what you see online is true, but a lot of it is fabricated to get the most views, get the most likes, because that is their job to, you know, make a living off of. But I promise you that behind every camera, there is a story that is not being shared to you, and there is, you know, emotions that you might also be feeling, but you could never imagine them feeling. I want you guys to take in your hearts that it is okay to not be okay all of the time. And it's actually better for us not to be. You know, don't go ahead and be like, Abby, I followed your instructions. I'm sad all the time now. So something I forgot to mention is something called, I gotta read it because I don't know how to pronounce it, eudaimoc happiness? I don't think I'm pronouncing it right. But I wanted to mention this because this is the type of happiness we should be striving for instead of that constant happiness. You know, eudaimoc happiness is like a fulfilling happiness. It comes from finding your purpose in life, helping others. It's doing the things that fulfill you and satisfy you. And scrolling on your phone and hooking up with someone and jumping from one person to the next person by just meeting them, getting bored, you know, that's not fulfilling. But creating deep connections with someone, that's fulfilling. Eudaimoc happiness comes from delayed gratification, and I'd love to go more into instant gratification, delayed gratification, and why it's so important we, you know, move away from instant gratification. Now, the last thing I want to mention, I have all my notes on my phone, but I'm just scatterbrained, honestly, at most times, and I'm sure that everyone can agree with that. But I want to list some practices you guys can do for, you know, eudaimoc happiness, and it's a lot of what I've already said, but I want to just list some things for you. And you do not have to do all of them. Try one. Try one for a month and see how you feel. So there's meditation, mindfulness, gratitude, building genuine connections, embracing vulnerability and emotions, finding meaning and purpose, developing healthy coping mechanisms. Now, I would love to have a video to go into like mindfulness and anything else that you guys find confusing. I've been really struggling the past couple of weeks, honestly, about trying to figure out how I want to do this YouTube channel, how I want to do these videos, because I personally didn't like how my last video came out, and I didn't like editing it. I just want to say what I want to say and put it out there because I want to just get my message out there, and I feel like all of the editing is just ruining what I have to say. You know, it's just turning it into, you know, passive information that goes into your head and like goes into one ear and goes out the other. That's kind of my take on, you know, being happy all of the time and it being unrealistic. And I just want to take a little bit of extra time to talk to you guys about how I'm doing in my life, because I think that that's a good thing to share with you guys, because I would like to start, you know, showing you guys I'm just a human being and doing human being stuff and, you know, enjoying life and trying to, at least. So this is get to know me section, you know, if you guys want to. If not, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do, click off the video, you know, whatever. So this past week I did not post, and that was mainly because I was in a really, you know, low spot, and I didn't really know what to do. I was kind of like, I'm so confused about my content, you know, whether it's good enough, whether I'm actually have the authority to speak on things. And it was really challenging for me the past few days with that, the past week, which is why this video is so very late. But I'm also taking that pressure off myself. Is I'm going to post when I'm going to post. I'm not going to have a posting schedule, at least probably once a week minimum. So I don't want to put that pressure on myself because I feel like it ruins the, you know, connection between us, because it just feels rushed. And so I also wanted to say something about Oh, it was just in my mind. I just forgot it. Oh, right. So this video might have seemed pretty scattered because I did not write a script with it. I had very loose bullet points. I didn't really even look at them. I just started talking, rambling, and then now we're at the end of the video. And so it might be a little bit confusing in these next couple of videos on how I learned to talk to you guys like a person, because I'm trying to talk to you like I would talk to my friend, giving them, you know, a talk if they ask me these questions. And I just want to be real with you and have that connection with you, because I feel like I give people pretty good advice, you know, off the camera. It's a little weird not, you know, having someone else communicate with me, but that's okay. Let's see, I hurt my shoulder on Saturday, and it was because of sleeping. My neck, I went to the chiropractor, and my chiropractor said my neck was pulling my shoulder this way and my pelvis was pulling my shoulder this way, so it was just like, so I hurt my shoulder. I couldn't like lift it above my head very high. I'm still kind of struggling to like lift my shoulder a little bit. It was in a lot of pain, but it is not anymore, so I'm healing, I'm good. Tomorrow at work, I have an interview for studio assistant manager, and that would bump up my hours to over 40 hours a week, probably. I mean, I'd get paid for 40 most likely, but it most likely is gonna be more than 40. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna take it. I'm not sure about that. It would be nice to have them like more money than what I'm making now, but I'm not really sure. I'm going with what the universe is giving to me, and I said I'll apply and I'll have the interview and I'll see if I get it and see what they offer, and if it, you know, if I feel like I want to do it, I'll do it. And that's kind of where I'm at in life with decision making. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it, and if I don't want to do it, if I decide, you know what, nope, then we'll just stop doing it. I bought ground beef today and strawberries, and I ate. Yesterday I made these like sushi sandwich things. They were good. But that's about it. That's kind of like the update that's been going on with me. You know, I had that dark place, and I was really struggling yesterday and the day before, Saturday and Sunday. I was really struggling mentally. Like really, really dark places. I hadn't been in a dark place like that in a while. So I got through it though, because I tell myself every single time something, you know, an emotion comes up, that, all right, we're gonna figure out the cause, and then we're gonna let myself feel it, and I'll be okay. I'll always be okay. There's always going to be like a drive in me to push myself to keep going. So yeah, that is pretty much the end of the video. Sorry if it's a little scattered for the next couple of weeks. I mean, it might be a little bit, you know, crazy, but I feel like it's more natural if I have a conversation like this, because me having conversations with people, even if I don't say the right thing in the right way, I feel like it works the best. You know, I feel like my point gets across better than me writing a script. I still think writing a script, I can write really well, but speaking it, I speak in a wholly different language than what I write. All right, well, before this video gets way too long, I'm going to end it off here, and I just want to say that I am super excited for it, the way that I'm going to be making videos now, and I will be showing up a lot more, because, you know, it's what my passion is. I want to share my thoughts with the world, because I think that they will help you out, and I want to help because I love helping you guys. All right, everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Subscribe, like, and comment if you want. I just spelled air wrong, and I almost started dying, but I'm okay. All right, I love you guys, and have a great day, because you deserve it. You deserve to have a good day. And if you're having a bad one, take a deep breath and know that the universe will take you to where you are destined to go, and that's okay. You can let go of the worry, you know. It's gonna be okay. And think about why you're feeling the way that you're feeling, because it's okay to feel the way that you feel. And it's okay to be honest with yourself. It's okay for you to be vulnerable with yourself. You know, being vulnerable with other people is hard enough, but being vulnerable with yourself is something that we should learn to do. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, lovelies, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!